All right, let's begin the broadcast with this breaking input coming in. The national capital is currently hosting a prestigious badminton tournament 2026 India Open. It started yesterday and will continue till the 18th of January. But it is making headlines not for the matches but for the venue conditions. Danish shuttler Mia Blichfeldt flagged unhygienic playing conditions, including bird dropping on courts. She has claimed that the conditions are very dirty and the venue hasn't improved from last year. And this comment has gone viral and has given an opportunity to the opposition to slam Modi government. Let's first listen in to what the player said.
I actually hoped it was going to be better than the other hall. I think it's still very dirty and really unhealthy conditions for all the players. Yesterday when I came to the warm-up courts, there was birds flying around and on the court, and I don't think I have to say that's really unhealthy and not normal. I don't think so many other athletes would play under these conditions. Yeah, again, I think everyone around the tournament, the association, I hope also that BWF is going to look into this, because if they get sick or they get injured because of these conditions, it's unfair.
This comment gave an opportunity to the opposition to hit out at the centre. Shama Mohammed was quick to call it a moment of shame for us as a nation. She asked if this is how Prime Minister Modi wishes to host Olympics. Even the Aam Aadmi Party slammed the Prime Minister for ruining sports in India. Let's listen into the reaction that we have from Rashid Alvi of the Congress Party.
You're very unfortunate. Shame on BJP government. And she has shown the real face of BJP government in India. It is insulting, and this bad news will go all over the world. Unfortunately, BJP government, state government and central government, both are responsible for this.
ये तो निश्चित तौर पर बेहद शर्मनाक स्थिति है हमारे देश का, कितना बदनामी होने वाली बात है। इतनी बुरी व्यवस्था वो दुनिया के सामने हमारे देश की कर रही हैं, तो इसकी जिम्मेदारी भारत सरकार को, विशेष रूप से जो खेल मामलों के मंत्री उनको लेनी चाहिए। उनको इस्तीफा दे देना चाहिए जिम्मेदारी लेते हुए, चूंकि वो अपमान पूरे देश का करवा रहे हैं। एक तरफ हमारे देश के प्रधानमंत्री जी कह रहे हैं कि हम लोग 2037 की मेजबानी के लिए तैयार हैं ओलंपिक की, और ऐसे में विदेशी प्लेयर ये कह के खेलने से इनकार कर रहे हैं कि यहाँ के स्टेडियम अनहाइजीनिक हैं। तो ये इससे हमारे देश की छवि खराब होती है, और जो हमको मौका मिलना चाहिए ओलंपिक कराने का, वो मौका हमारे हाथ से और दूर चला जाता है।
And amidst all these claims that are being made and the reactions that are coming in, we did a reality check. Times Now's Karishma went to the venue to check if it was fit for playing or not. Here's what she found.
We are here at the IG Stadium. Some comments were made by Denmark player Mia Blichfeldt yesterday when she spoke about the poor playing conditions here at the India Open, and she specifically spoke about the practice venue. Now we are here, Times Now is here to give you a reality check so that the viewers can decide for themselves if the conditions here are poor, if there are things that could probably become a health hazard. At this point in time on your screens you can see there are players from various countries who are practicing for their upcoming matches. You can see some of the players are sitting here. All the stuff is lying here of these players as they get ready to take on the practice courts. Of course, more and more players also coming into this venue to start practicing for their matches today. But just to show you a glimpse of the floor, it may not be the cleanest, but that's also because the flooring here is very, very old. Let's please also understand that IG Stadium as a whole is very, very old, and there are obviously problems with the stadium. We spoke to Chirag as well, who said that the facilities may not be the best, but they're also not the worst. Once again, just giving you an overview of the stadium, of the practice venue, of the floors here, so that our viewers can decide for themselves whether it is dirty or it is not dirty, or if there's anything that can possibly turn into a health hazard here. This is what the IG, the KD Jadhav Hall, the practice venue for the India Open looks like. These are the live visuals coming to you from this particular area. Here the players are practicing, and it is for everyone to decide and analyze what Mia Blichfeldt had to say, as she's been going viral on social media.
Now, the Badminton Association of India rejected allegations of dirty and unhygienic conditions. Badminton body's General Secretary Sanjay Mishra claimed that Mia's comments were not about the playing arena specifically, but they were about KD Jadhav Stadium, which serves as the training venue and not the main playing arena. He also said that one shouldn't make it a political issue and avoid using a foreign player to badmouth our own country. He gave an example of HS Pranoy's match that was delayed by one day in Malaysia during Malaysia Open 2025 and how no one said anything about the poor conditions there. Listen it.
देखिए, मुझे कल मालूम चला, कल भी मैंने इस पे बोला था, और इसका मुझे लगता है कि मैं मीडिया को तो बोलूँगा कि एक बार वो विजिट करके प्रैक्टिस वेन्यू भी विजिट करें और देखें कि क्या कमियां हैं। बीआई की टीम ने, हमारे सारे लोगों ने पिछले 15-20 दिनों में, इवन मिनिस्ट्री ने भी काफ़ी सपोर्ट किया है और काफ़ी काम हुआ है स्टेडियम में। किसी भी प्लेयर ने या किसी ने भी प्लेइंग कंडीशन, यहाँ का मेन एरेना जहाँ पे मेन मैचेस हो रहे हैं, उसको लेके कोई कंप्लेंट नहीं की है। फील्ड ऑफ प्ले की बात है, प्लेइंग एरेना की बात है, वो परफेक्ट है, उसमें कोई भी कमी नहीं है। ट्रांसपोर्टेशन परफेक्ट है, एकोमोडेशन परफेक्ट है। छोटी मोटी कमियां अगर होंगी, जैसे प्रैक्टिस एरिया को लेके बात हो रही है, तो मिया ब्लिचफील्ड की यदि बात है तो उसने खुद भी एक्सेप्ट किया है कि काफ़ी सेंसिटिव है वो, जिसके कारण वो बाहर खाना नहीं खा रही है, रूम में खाना खा रही है। वो किसी किसी का होता है ये। मुझे ये भी पता चल रहा है कि इस मैटर को पॉलिटिकली, इसको इस पॉलिटिक्स से जोड़ा जा रहा है। कांग्रेस ने क्या बोला है या किसने क्या बोला, मुझे ये नहीं मालूम। मैं केवल एक बात बोलना चाहता हूँ कि बैडमिंटन एसोसिएशन ऑफ इंडिया प्योरली स्पोर्ट्स से रिलेटेड स्पोर्ट्स फेडरेशन है। हम पॉलिटिक्स में इन्वॉल्व नहीं हैं और इसको पॉलिटिकली, इसको एक प्लेयर के लिए, एक प्लेयर के कहने से कोई अगर अपने ही देश के अगेंस्ट में चार बातें बोल रहा है तो मुझे लगता है कि ये शर्मनाक है। एज फेडरेशन मुझे मालूम है कि हमारे प्लेयर्स जब दूसरे देश में जाते हैं तो कई परेशानियां होती हैं, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन को लेके होती हैं। हम मलेशिया ओपन में हमारे प्लेयर प्रणय का मैच एक दिन डिले हुआ था। जिस दिन उसका मैच था, कोर्ट में पानी आया था, जिसके कारण उसको नेक्स्ट डे के लिए पोस्टपोन किया गया था।
So the General Secretary of the Badminton Association, they're saying there are problems in other countries as well. No one talks about that, and this issue should not be politicized. Meanwhile, Times Now's Karishma also spoke to other players. Some of them even called out the selective outrage, isn't it?
The way I think the comments were made, I think it wasn't justified, in my opinion. Yes, it may not be the best, but it's definitely not the worst place, and I think the tournament is definitely getting better each year, and yeah, there is scope for improvement, but having said that, the facilities are much better. The courts can be a bit more clean. I'm not saying that it's the best, but the way she described it, I think I have played in tournaments where they've had droplets on the court, and the matches have been delayed for the next day, and it's happened in a very prestigious tournament like the Malaysia Open. I played a Denmark Open where the lights went off for an hour at the main arena. I've never heard people saying things then, but I think the selective way of pointing it out here at the India Open, I think sort of doesn't make, isn't justified, isn't right. If you are criticizing, well and good, but the criticism should be there fair and square for each tournament. I think the India Open is definitely singled out, if I had to say, because I think the authorities are also doing their best and trying to make it a better tournament each year, and we can see that, but it's not right to always criticize India.
To be honest, it's not the best conditions, but as I said, we are adapting as we can, and it's also a test event not only for the organizer but also for the players to play in August the World Championship. So I think we need to take what we can positive from here and to build up from that to be as good as we can on the World Championship later this year.
Every country has its own conditions. You know, you go to say countries like, say, Singapore, there'll be a lot of drift, and then you go to Malaysia probably a little lesser, and then another countries like Indonesia, they've made it. The stadium has become, they've renovated it, but earlier it used to be really compact, and then it used to be really fast and all of it. So every country has its own challenge. I feel the conditions are fine. I don't really see any bad thing that is happening. And with my own experience, I think back in 2016-17, around that time, I had to wait for about an hour in between my match in Denmark because the light went out. And then Pranay was just telling me, he had to play his match the following day. He played one set first day and then the second set on the following day. So these things do happen. You just that nobody does it wantedly. Every country wants to do it really well. So these things do happen very rarely.
India Open, I think the venue is the different venue now, and it's actually good than the previous venue.
Well, India Open, I'm playing this for the second time, and I think this venue is actually really nice. It's a very big stadium, and all the facilities they're given is very nice. For me, I think India Open gives the best facilities. Now you can see the physio rooms, the medical rooms, even the lounge. Everything is on, it's very good. I think it depends on the players, but for us, it's actually very good, and I don't think it's whatever she's saying is true.
Let's go across to Karishma, who actually went there to the venue to do a reality check. You've spoken to players as well, and the General Secretary of the Badminton Association. The other foreign players say it may not be the best conditions, but they are certainly not the worst. Also highlighting problems that they face when on tour to other countries as well.
Well, yes, absolutely, Swati, and also the fact that this is a test event. You have World Championships in August, so obviously whatever be the need for improvement in this particular India Open, that is going to be compensated for in August when the BWF World Championships happen here. But having spoken to many players and having personally visited the practice area and the main courts, in fact the warm-up courts right behind me here, it is clean. Like many of the players said, it is not the best, but it is definitely not the worst as far as the practice area is concerned. All the courts there, we have the visuals as well, which we showed on our screens. They were absolutely perfect to play in. There were players from Chinese Taipei, from Malaysia, from Japan who were practicing there. I could see Lakshya Sen there, who was getting his physiotherapy done. So it was absolutely fine as far as Mia's claims of about it being a health hazard are concerned. Obviously, like the players said, it is not the best, but it is also not the worst, and that there can be more cleanliness. Of course, they were referring to whatever dust was there. Imagine 297, 296 players being here spread over several courts, and also importantly, as far as the practice area is concerned, there is also a non-usable area there. There are 9 practice courts, and alongside that, there is also a non-usable area. But as far as the practice courts were concerned, where we showed visuals of players, stuff lying around.
Karishma, stay on with us. So on one hand, you have these concerns about playing conditions that have been raised by Mia Blichfeldt. On the other, there are some breaking inputs coming in on the broadcast. I'll come to you for inputs on that. Badminton player, a Danish badminton player, has withdrawn from the game and has blamed Delhi air pollution. Says the pollution, the weather conditions there in Delhi not fit for badminton. So another player there raising concerns, and we're talking about Anders Antonsen, who has officially withdrawn from the India Open 2026, Karishma, citing air pollution levels in the national capital.
Well, yes, absolutely. That has always been a concern. In 2025, we saw that a test match was also swapped between India and South Africa and India and West Indies because we did not want a team coming to our country in November to play a test match. So the air quality concern is obviously there, but there is also a the Badminton World Federation rule where all the top committed players are mandated to play 750 and 1000 events. If they do not play it, then of course there is a fine on them as well, which is 5,000 USD in this case for this particular Danish player, and that is why also he is putting his statement out on social media. He had in fact said that he has asthma and he wants exemption for that reason. But the BWF doesn't have any particular rule as such when it comes to asthma. They do have medical emergency rules, or when a player is genuinely sick and cannot compete in a competition that he is or she is mandated to compete in, then they are given exemptions. But this time around, Anderson could not get any sort of exemption, and because he had to pay a fine of 5,000 USD is why he has been fined of statement.
Yes, $5,000 US. He's mentioned that in his post. But this is going to add more fuel to the fire, to the debate about not just the playing conditions but the weather conditions as well. Karishma.
Well, yes, absolutely. That could add to the entire debate that is going around whether New Delhi is the perfect option as far as sporting venue is concerned or not. But the T20 World Cup will also see matches happening in New Delhi. There are going to be multiple matches that will take place in Delhi. The period from October to December has always been very, very difficult when we talk about sporting events in New Delhi because of the rising AQI and the pollution. And that is something that needs to be worked upon, Swati, as far as the Delhi government is concerned. Because
all right, Karishma, thank you very much for getting us the details. We'll keep coming back to you for more on this. For the moment, we're slipping into a very short break.